Hi friends, welcome to 21 CFR Part 11. Today we will be discussing some of the 8 essential steps that are required to ensure data integrity. These 8 essential steps may sound very simple at the beginning, but I would like to request you that please watch this video till the end, because these 8 essential steps have been made in this video or have been kept in this video based on the observations or the 483s given to the pharma industries. Those who have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I would like to request you that please subscribe our YouTube channel and hit the bell button to get more such updates. Those who have not followed our Facebook page, I would like to request you that please hit the like button of this Facebook page so that you can get regular updates. So let's get started with 8 essential steps to ensure data integrity. The 8 essential steps to ensure data integrity are as follows: limiting the authorized access, defining privilege, defining records, defining raw data, audit trail, regular backup, validation, and lastly the user training. Now talking about the step number 1, which is essential to ensure data integrity, is limiting the authorized access. In this section we have to take care of the following points. First of all, identify the user through a unique ID. Each user must have a unique ID. Secondly, avoid the reuse of the same ID again. There must be some technical controls in the software which avoids the reuse of the same ID. Now define the rules of ID. For example, you must use an employee code as an ID, or you must use your name. The best practice is to have a username as a first name and the last name. Then there must be password policies implemented in your system. You must develop, maintain and sign the list of users who is in currently use and who has left the organization. And lastly, do not allow to share the user IDs in the company, because this is the biggest crime if we talk about the data integrity. Now the second step to ensure data integrity is defining the access privileges. The software must have a sufficient technical controls to define the roles and the rights to that roles. The typical scenario is where an administrator can set up the parameters, the QA has the rights to review, and the analyst will do the routine operations. So all this must be covered with a technical software functionality, and there must be privileges with roles and responsibilities which must be documented. Now the third step to ensure data integrity is defining records. First is defining complete record for each application. This is explicitly defined in the predicate rule of 21 CFR part 211.194 for the laboratory records, and it is implicitly required to demonstrate the compliance with the predicate rule, example the training records for 21 CFR 211 or the audit trail. So defining the complete records means you must have the final results, supporting documents and the raw data. Now the fourth essential step to ensure data integrity is defining the raw data. For example, for a hybrid system, define whether the electronic data or the printouts on the hard paper or the raw data. If the printouts on a hard paper is the raw data, then they must include the complete record. You have to ensure that it must include complete record. No new printouts can be generated after the initial printout has been taken. The audit trail which are printed must be verified at the same time, and it must be printed as well. The audit trails must not be changed. So these are the things you must ensure while you are defining the raw records or the raw data, whether it is electronic record or it is a printout records. The fifth essential step to ensure data integrity, which is very important, is the audit trail review. This is very important for the all critical records, because all the critical records must be reviewed. The records that are decided for a batch release comes under these critical records or the method parameters, and you must develop procedures on what needs to be reviewed in this critical parameter, who should be reviewing this, when should be reviewing, means periodic checks when you need to do. And also you must ensure that for reviewing, the audit trail must be very user friendly. The audit trail must clearly record who did what, when and why, and QA has to ensure that it is being done. The sixth essential factor for ensuring data integrity is very important, that is a regular backup. One should define the backup procedures, that when you have to take the backup, whether it is weekly, daily or monthly, and this should be always in the control of your IT department. You must always restore and check the backup whether all the data is there in the backup or not, because when in case of disaster, when you restore it, you find that the backup is corrupted. So you have to ensure before taking the backup that restore it is getting properly done or not. Then you must develop procedures for the hard disk crash, data migration, and you must decide whether it is an incremental or the full backup which you need to take. Now, talking about the seventh essential step for ensuring data integrity is validation. Validation is always important for any kind of a system. In this, you have to validate the authorized access, which we have discussed in earlier steps. You have to validate the privileges, which we have also discussed in the earlier step. The backup and restore, just now we have discussed, you need to validate that. And whenever you are taking the record, whether it is an electronic record or it is a printed record, you have to verify the signatures. In case of electronic records, you have to verify the e-signatures. In case of paper records, you have to verify the signatures which is signed with the ink and which is handwritten. And in this all process, the QA is very essential person or the department which has to ensure that all these procedures are getting followed in a company or not. Otherwise, you may get stuck up, or you may get you may be in trouble when you are ensuring the data integrity. Now, the eighth and very important and the essential part of ensuring data integrity is the user training. The GxP, that is the G stands for good, P stands for practices, and the X is the suitable definition which completes this. For example, the good laboratory practice, good clinical practice, good documentation practices, etc. And the 21 CFR Part 11, the user must have the clear training of these GxP and 21 CFR Part 11, and each user must follow the company's SOP. You have to ensure each user should follow the company's SOP, because SOP says what needs to be done, and the person must know the meaning of e-signature, and also person must be aware with this training that if you share the password, what are the consequences that they are going to face. They may get terminated, and ensure that whoever is managing your system has been qualified to perform that task. And lastly, you can take an undertaking or the signing from a user that I understand that the electronic signatures are legally binding and has the same meaning as that of my handwritten signature with the ink, so that whenever the users are signing the electronic record, they have the complete acceptance that they are signing it is like the same they are signing with the hand. So these are the 8 essential steps to ensure data integrity. So friends, these were the very basic and 8 essential steps to ensure data integrity. I hope you must all follow this in your company so that you do not face the issues related to data integrity. I hope you must have liked my video. Please follow us on the Facebook and YouTube. We are also having our presence in LinkedIn. Thank you for watching us. Have a good day. Bye bye.